Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. I have somewhere to be in a little bit where I have to put on a little bit of makeup. Well, actually a lot of bit of makeup. And I thought I would just film it because this is sort of like a new channel and I feel like my subscribers don't know who I am yet. So I thought I'd just get on and talk a little bit about myself and why I started this channel. This is obviously going to be a little bit different from what I normally do. Obviously not going to impact my schedule for posting my normal true crime videos. This is just like an additional thing that I wanted to do. So it's gonna be a little bit more informal. And yes, it is dark outside, but it's downtown Toronto, so it gets dark at 4 or 5 p.m. right now because it's like winter. Oh, and if you guys are wondering what this face mask is, it's the Godal face mask. I got it from my mom when I was back at home in Vietnam during the summer. Always has a stack of face masks. I'll just like steal some off the top and she never notices. And I'm sorry if I'm like scaring you guys. I have one of my guy friends tell me when we were younger, like, oh my gosh, you look so scary without makeup. I will have some makeup on shortly. So first, obviously you guys can see that my channel doesn't have my name on it. I'm not sure if I'm comfortable having my full name or even my first name out there because I've heard from some YouTubers that it impacts your private life a little bit in different ways. I'm not sure if that'll change later on, but I'm just going to have to keep that sort of like anonymity for now because I just feel like it's a little bit safer, I guess. I'm not sure. So a little bit about me. I'm obviously not in Vietnam right now, but I am from Vietnam. I was born and raised there. I've lived there for 18 years, Ho Chi Minh City, and I've only moved to Canada for 2 years. In 2019, actually, for university, I go to University of Toronto. The first year I was in UofT, I was at one of the satellite campuses. I was at UTM for my first year. The second year, I transferred to UTSG, and then obviously the pandemic hit, so this is my third year, but it feels like my first year because of the pandemic. And some people have asked me, like, is it difficult to transfer between schools? Because some people do really well the other campuses of UofT, but some people don't really like it and they just want to move to the main campus because it's a lot larger and just different reasons. Some people like to stay in the smaller campuses because they do better there. They like the communities. There are a lot fewer students, but some people just like living in the city, I guess. And that was me. I wanted to live in the city. And also, I just wanted to like see more of Canada because at UTM, it's really beautiful. There is a lot of nature. You see like deer and squirrels and rabbits every single day. You walk around campus, but it's also very small and condensed and everything is in one place, and I really wanted to explore. So I asked to transfer, and some people think that it's difficult to transfer between campuses. I don't think that's true personally from my experience. I've had some friends ask me like, how do you transfer? And I just literally just looked it up online. If you're an international student, which I was, when you apply to UofT, you go through this portal called OUAC, and to start like a transfer application, you just sort of go to that portal again and fill out the application process. Just search it up online, it'll come up. They got back to me within 1 to 2 months. In my personal experience, it wasn't difficult at all. I also had some people ask me, my friends back home, how do you apply to UofT? Was it a difficult process? Was it competitive? I don't particularly think that it's a difficult process. It's the same process that you would go through if you apply to any other Canadian university. But I go to an international school in Ho Chi Minh City, and I had teachers who were just there to help students with their main job was to help students with getting into universities. So they would help you with your application and your essays and the documents that you would need to get into university. The guy that helped me, his name was Mr. Chris. He's super nice, put up with all of our BS. He basically guided us through the process, but from what I remember, you have to supply grades, and there was a certain threshold. You can find actually the requirements online. So I didn't do AB or IB, I did GCSEs and A-levels because our school was a British curriculum international school, so they only provided GCSE and A-levels, which was what I ended up doing, and I did 3 subjects for A-levels, which was business, English, and sociology, English literature and sociology, and I'm pretty sure their threshold was, for international students anyway, was A or A star, but I've heard that the threshold changes every year and the requirements sort of is fluid. I would definitely get somebody to help you if school doesn't have like a designated person to help with that sort of thing, because it's a lot of work to do alone. And remember, when you're applying to university, you're not just applying to one university, you're applying to many at once. If you think about it, that's actually a lot of documents to prepare in the first place. And I remember that not all universities had the same admission process. I remember UBC being a little bit different. It's been a little while now, so I don't remember how it was different, but I think they required extra steps, like an essay or something. I'm not sure. If anyone who goes to UBC, can you tell us down below? I think it's really, really important to have a third party or like a professional help you for the visa application process, especially if you're like me and you came from like a Southeast Asian country, Vietnam especially. The visa process is very, very difficult. I actually tried to do it myself and it was an absolute fiasco. I had to ask one of my friends who was also going to Canada. He was going to UBC to recommend me one of the people that helped him at the very last minute because they denied my visa application like twice, and I didn't know what I was doing. I came in absolutely blind. It was so stressful, especially when I was getting ready to do my A-levels. Was Canada the only country that I considered applying to? And the answer is yes, because my sister, she used to study at UCLA and then she worked in San Francisco for a little while. So she actually planned to stay in America for longer than she did. She's back home now in Vietnam. She actually wanted to work in America for a little while, and she said that you need to choose Canada so that I can visit you easily, because it was either going to be Canada or the UK, because they were the 2 most prominent countries that I wanted to go that didn't require me to take like SATs or anything. They would just take our A-levels and IGCSE results, because they're like Commonwealth countries. And she said, do not go to the UK because it'll be a really tedious process for me to visit you. And I was incredibly ill prepared. Like, my mom is gonna kill me if she hears me say this, but I actually went on Google and I typed in like the best schools in Canada, and they came up with a list, and UBC, McGill, and UofT were at the top of that list. And I literally decided, like, okay, that's where I'm gonna go. I did get into UBC and UofT, and I picked UofT because it was higher on that list than UBC was, which is an absolutely stupid way to approach your university decision, but that was what I did. I was already so stressed from preparing for my A-levels. And I told my parents, this is my dream university, you have to let me go here. And they said yes. People here at UofT also like to rag on the school a little bit. They're like, oh, I don't like this professor, or I don't like the facilities that they offer, I don't like the courses they offer, I don't like the way they grade their students. And I'm sure there's a greater truth to that. I've heard a lot of people say that the grading is sometimes unfair because UofT will purposefully cap the grades at a certain point so that they get to keep their reputation as a good competitive university. I can't comment on how true that is. I've definitely heard it. All in all, I don't really mind being here. I like it. I also do get some questions about if I get homesick, and I obviously do. And it's actually not too bad. I try to go home every 6 months or so. And it's a long flight, but it's worth it every time. Obviously, there are some situations where that's not possible, like the previous year, the pandemic hit, and I was stuck in Canada for a year without being able to go home, but call my mom and dad often. And once I get my graduate degree in a few years, I will be back home with my family. To anyone who is thinking of going to abroad, not even in Canada, like just anywhere abroad, I would definitely advise you to join as many communities as you can. Like the first year I was in U of T in Mississauga, I was in a varsity team, and it was actually really helpful in preventing myself from being like too sad from being away from home. I wasn't the best player. I actually played like mixed, and I relied a lot on my partner. And it was really fun. You get to go to different schools, and some people ask me if varsity is like hard to get into. I think it really depends on the type of varsity that you're joining. So I know that in the downtown campus in U of T, it's very difficult to get into a varsity team, at least for the sport that I play, which is badminton. It's like I've heard it's almost impossible to get into the varsity team in downtown. But if you're in one of the satellite campuses like Scarborough or Mississauga, some of the varsity teams are really young. They haven't been established for a long time. First of all, you play in a different league. You play in the college league instead of the university league. I don't know if that makes a difference in terms of difficulty, but I'm sure it does. Because I've heard that the downtown team is a lot more skilled. It wasn't that hard. I'm not the best badminton player at all. I actually played... I didn't even play competitively in high school or in middle school or at any time before. I just... went to a club for like old people in the District 3 tax office. But it wasn't a competitive thing at all. I just played recreationally, but I mean, it's not impossible to get in, so I encourage you to try it out. There are a lot of different communities if sports isn't right for you. I actually went to a few Viet community meetings and stuff. It was really fun. We had Viet food. This campus that I really like is that there are a lot of really nice buildings, really old buildings. A lot of them look like they're straight out of Harry Potter. The Knox Library, Emmanuel Library, University College Library, they're all really pretty. I love going there, especially when it's raining or something and just sitting inside. It's so pretty. And the weather here gets really, really cold, but I don't mind it. I think I like it more than the heat of Ho Chi Minh City, which is always at least 36 to 37 degrees. Back to this channel, which is supposed to be my main topic for this video, but I've been rambling for half an hour. I realized during the second year of my time at university that I had a lot of spare time because I didn't have to go to class because the pandemic and we couldn't go outside. I literally just practiced piano all day and then did schoolwork and went to sleep. And I started thinking about starting a YouTube channel. I really liked watching true crime during the pandemic. Actually, all I watched was true crime videos. Kendall Ray, BuzzFeed Unsolved, and then the documentaries 60 Minutes. I thought I could do that because I actually took some criminology courses in the first year. I actually did get into the criminology major, but I ended up not picking it, and I picked political science specialist instead. I'm still really interested in true crime and criminology in general, and I thought I could talk about some of the cases that I learned in the first year, as well as some cases that I'm familiar with that occur in Southeast Asian countries, because our media sort of reports the cases that are really close to us, like cases in surrounding countries, in Vietnam, etc. First, I was sort of hesitant to start it because I suck at computer editing. Anything with the computer, editing or whatever, really scared me. This is my third year. I'm probably going to graduate next year, or if I take summer courses, I'm probably going to graduate this year. So I just thought, I'm at that point in my life where I'll just do whatever. I'm not really scared of trying something new, and I want to try something new. And another thing is that I also want to get into law. So after I do my political science specialist, I want to get into a law school. And I thought that this would be a way to, familiarize myself with the things that I will be dealing with when I get into law school anyway. I knew that it was going to be difficult because I've heard a lot of people say that the first 1,000 subscribers are the most difficult. I don't expect anything from it, and I think that's the best way to approach things, because when you start expecting things from it, I think it might become less about doing it because you want to do it and you want to tell stories and you want to cover cases that you're really interested in, and more about the numbers might take the fun away from it a little bit. I'm not sure. I don't know. But yeah, it was an investment. I bought a proper camera for it and everything, and the proper lighting, which I don't regret. I mean, even if I don't recoup it or anything, I don't regret doing it. But yeah, I've liked it so far. Editing is really hard. It takes me a really long time because I suck at using computers for anything. It hasn't been as complicated as I initially imagined, but it's really time consuming. Filming is like 10% of the amount of time that I have to put into a video because most of it is researching, and I'm still getting used to talking in front of the camera. Sometimes I will like pause for too long and I'll go for like 10 minutes and I'll hate myself during the editing. Once I get good at something, I'll probably be a little bit quicker at it. I imagine if I continue to do it for a few months, I will probably get quicker at editing and quicker at doing scripts. What do I plan to do when I'm done with undergraduate? I probably will go to graduate school, whether that be law school if I can make it in, or if not, in the worst circumstance, I will probably do a graduate degree in something related to political science or international relations or something like that. I'll probably stay in Canada until I finish that, and then I plan on going home to work. And I know that's a little bit weird, like you're studying in Canada and you don't want to like stay in Canada to work in Canada, but my entire family is back home and I don't intend to live far away from home forever. The thing I miss the most about being in Vietnam is that the food. In Vietnam, you can literally go outside and sit anywhere or go to any road and you'll have something to eat there, and it'll often be very, very cheap and very, very delicious. I wouldn't eat outside often because the food outside, sometimes they put like not the best ingredients in it, but oh my gosh, it was delicious. Everything was super like dirt cheap. The coffee back home is amazing too. If there's anyone who's thinking of visiting Vietnam, you guys have to go to like Phuc Long and what's the other one that I like? I can't remember the name now, but just the street food, the street coffee is amazing. And also, this is just for the people who are over 18. You have to go to the sky lounges or the sky bars they have in Ho Chi Minh City. There's a bunch of sky bars that have amazing alcohol, and I will, if I can find the photo that I took, I'll put it up here. You can get the drinks for a fraction of the price that you get drinks in Canada or wherever. I used to go to one called the Presidential Club in District 1. If you ever go to Ho Chi Minh City, I would definitely recommend the Presidential Club and Sri Lounge. And for coffees, there are plenty of like balcony coffees in these like little alleys. You sort of have to know, the thing about Ho Chi Minh is that you cannot find all of the most amazing places online. You have to sort of know the city inside and out, because there's a lot of coffee places that are not on Google, that you can't just like go and find on Google. So you have to sort of know somebody who knows how to get around. But once you find them, they're like hidden gems. They're so cute. If I ever do another Get Ready With Me, maybe I'll talk about my favorite places in Ho Chi Minh City, because there's so much. There's so many things to do. And the thing is, it's not like some countries where there's like winter and people sort of stay inside during winter. You can like go anywhere, any time of the year and any time of the day as well. Well, not at night, but most times of the day, because it's always like the same temperature and it's always super hot. Also, the transport in Ho Chi Minh City, the Grab is super, super cheap. I was so shocked about how expensive Uber is here, because in Vietnam, like you can literally go from point A to point B. That's like 2.1 kilometers away for like less than $3. I think it's most of the fees ranges from like $1 US to $2 US, and I mean that adds up, but it's a lot cheaper than Uber here. Okay guys, if you got it this far, I don't know how you did. I've been rambling for like an hour and something, but thank you so much for watching. I'll be back with my usual scheduling later in the week. Like and subscribe if you found this video interesting, and I'll see you later. Bye.